Good morning, everyone, and welcome to AMHQ Early. It is Monday, May 23rd, 2016. I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Kelly Cass. 13 million people at risk for severe weather today. Unfortunately, we could see more tornadoes. We had some over the weekend, for sure.
Described as monsters. They were very large. Luckily, they were in rural areas, not affecting many people. Today, we're going to continue to watch the threat. So let's start with what's happening right now. Severe thunderstorm watch area. This right along the Red River until this morning at 7 o'clock. The radar is active, and I'll show you why this watch is up. We've got one particular cell that we've been tracking. This one, see how it's sort of doing that backward C shape right here? That generally indicates the risk of strong damaging winds, and that's why the severe thunderstorm warning has been issued here just downwind of it. We are continuing to watch this moving east. 4:45 local time, Durant, Medill, and Tishmingo under a severe thunderstorm warning. Winds in excess of 60 or even 70 miles per hour possible with that. Then we go farther north, and while we still have some active radar echoes up here all the way from, say, Nebraska right up into North Dakota and now Minnesota, these storms not reaching severe limits. So for today, with our jet stream energy at place, another disturbance rolls on out. We are still going to watch this same area. There's not going to be a lot more eastward progression of the storms today. There'll be some, and Minnesota, you're in the crosshairs, but for the most part, it's again in Texas, it's again in Oklahoma and Kansas and Nebraska that we will see thunderstorms firing and possible severe weather. The dry line will again be a trigger for severe weather today, especially right here across West Texas. So we're watching storms this morning. Those will continue to progress eastbound, not getting much farther than really, I think, eastern Oklahoma. But then later today, we'll have additional storms refiring and severe weather into the afternoon and then into the overnight again. And then tomorrow, you can see we have a lot of the same areas still at risk. In fact, we bring it back into West Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas as well. Wednesday, seeing the threat now move in Kansas City and St. Louis. You can see in places like Indianapolis, Chicago. While we get some storm chances midweek, it's really not the severe weather risk. That stays right here in the heartland for a good chance for a good chunk of the week. Today in West Texas, a 5 on the Torcon, especially into the early evening. That's when those storms are going to fire that we think will have that tornado risk. We look at southwest Kansas, also a 5. Central and eastern Nebraska, a 3 out of 10 on the Torcon. And we are going to continue to watch the threat again tomorrow. Damaging large hail, also going to be a big threat with storms today, tonight, and tomorrow. All right, Kelly, meanwhile, in the north, the hot air balloons do land. It's hard to make, the soft landing that you see on TV, right? It's like an aircraft carrier for a hot air balloon. That was pretty cool. You might be asking, or maybe you just want to know the numbers. We've got both. Ridge of high pressure. We felt this over the weekend in Chicago and in Detroit yesterday. What a gorgeous day. You can thank this big ridge of high pressure, and with it, we'll get the warm flow coming on in. We're going to get not just temperatures going up, but humidity will go up a smidge as well. I don't think it'll be unbearable. I think it'll actually be enough so that when you step out of your pools in the south, it won't be chilly with that cool breeze on your skin. Now for tomorrow, we get up to 89 degrees in Nashville. That's actually 9 degrees above average. Above average this week in Atlanta by a couple of degrees. Not hitting 90 just yet, but close. You haven't done it yet, Atlanta. 89 is the forecast for Wednesday, but we are predicting 90 in Raleigh, 91 in Nashville, 90 in Little Rock. A lot of warmth really building. Feeling like the end of May, and you're going to be ready for the Memorial Day weekend, ready for your outdoor barbecues and your pool parties and everything else. Temperatures stay above average right through the end of the week. You see these colors on the map, the reds. This is everywhere in the mid to upper 80s. Any colors in the yellows are all out over the northern plains and the upper, say, the northern Rockies. All right, so does this last through the entire weekend? We'll take a look. We've got your weekend in view always, even though it's Monday. We'll start off with that Monday forecast, but get you through this week and get you right into the weekend. It is a holiday weekend. Folks will be doing a lot of traveling. The numbers are up. We know one of the busiest travel weekends in years. So for midweek, we're still looking at thunderstorms still popping right here across the plains. The risk for severe weather remains a high priority to keep tabs on. By Thursday, still watching into Texas and parts of Kansas. Scattered showers are possible across portions of the east. So while we do finally warm up into New York City, can't say that we completely get rid of the chance of rain. This is your Saturday forecast. We see that chance in the portions of Florida as well and through the upper Midwest into Sunday. Kelly.
Neighborhood or livelihood, farms, ranches, that kind of thing.
I mean, honestly, when it comes to storm chasing, that's what they want.
Right, exactly.
All right, so we want to talk about today's severe weather risk because we do again have the risk of tornadoes. Also some large hail possibility. We got a lot of available potential energy out there in the atmosphere today. So we'll look at the areas of concern. Start with the here and now. We have a severe thunderstorm watch up until 7 o'clock. This is actually for a cluster of storms ongoing right now that we've been watching for you right moving along the Red River into just to the east of of 35. Now you can see this has gone past Ardmore. It's on the move. You see how this backward C shape has taken shape in the radar echo. This is indicating some strong winds that are going to be coming out of this thunderstorm. If we had a little more daylight, I bet you'd see quite the shelf cloud right out there with this storm as it continues to track east. Also watching for some rain. Some of the rain a little heavy at times. You see that all the way up to from south of Sioux Falls right up into Fargo. Minneapolis, don't be surprised if you get a shower west of town this morning. This little line has developed out ahead of the main batch of rainfall. Not severe, but still some rain nonetheless. All right, so let's break down what's going to happen today, the ingredients out there. We've got our split jet stream flow, and with it, you've got what we call divergence or diffluence, either one we'll call it, aloft. And so when you see this happens at the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. That helps enhance the rising air motion, and rising air motion gets storm clouds going, and when those storms have the energy in the atmosphere to tap into, they just go, and we're expecting that again today, especially into parts of West Texas. The dry line will be another focus like it was yesterday as a trigger to get that air to start rising, and we're going to be looking at this old boundary as another factor. The fact that we've got the turning of the winds with height, winds from the surface coming out of the south. We get that low-level jet, and later in the day really taking shape again today, and we'll have the upper-level winds, and there'll be disturbance actually moving in later today too within the jet stream, the northern branch there. So here's what's happening. We got the red zone in the forecast for severe weather stretching from San Angelo right up into Minneapolis. We are expecting a couple of different areas of thunderstorms to fire later today. We are watching for that tornado risk, Dodge City, Kansas, Midland, Texas, and Dallas. Dodge City and Midland a 5. The timing afternoon and evening. Same timing in Dallas. The risk is slightly lower with a 3 out of 10 on the Torcon. Big hail is also going to be a big factor, we think, in storms that fire today. All right, meanwhile, Kelly, we are still stuck with the rain